Test. Audio testy test. Alright. This is a little trick I use for... It's really only useful in tanks and DPS. Might be something useful that someone wants to borrow. Or not so much borrow, it's just make use of. So, if you go to your control panel and go to Ease of Access Center and go to Make Your Mouse Easier to Use, there's this little option right here called Turn on Mouse Keys. So you basically enable this. I want to make sure that's turned on. And then from there, it enables a function in Windows that you activate by pressing numlock. I've set the numlock key, since I don't have a full keyboard, to be a button on my mouse. But hitting your numlock turns it on, you hear this sound, and that's when it turns off. Once it's enabled, then you push 0 on the numpad, and what that does is simulate the right mouse button being held down all the time. So what this ends up being in game, is you don't have to hold your right mouse button down. You can turn it on and then press the 0 on the numpad, and now my camera is moved just by moving my mouse without having to hold the button. That's probably the greatest thing I ever discovered for Final Fantasy. I was a really big fan of Blade and Soul and the way the camera worked in that game, and the things like Terra. And I used to do this using a forced macro that held the button down, but you can just do it with the native Windows function. And then you can just hit numlock again to turn it off, get your mouse back, hit numlock again to turn it on, and then 0 again activates it.